When I went into sixth form, which is basically the last 2 years of school in the UK, and how it was for me was I went to an all boys school from the ages of 11 to 16, and then I went into mixed school from ages 16 to 18. And basically, I went into sixth form, and I'd already been training for a year and 3 months consistently on my body. I had been training consistently for a year and 3 months, and so I had high expectations, and I'd be expecting like all the girls to flock to me because my physique was like fucking hell. Like it was a great physique for a 16-year-old. I can't lie. I started training at 15. I started off at 49 kilos, and when I was 16, I was around 68, 69 kilos. I went into sixth form expecting all the girls to flock to me, and that was not how it was. And my expectations were crushed at the end of the day. You know, I'd always been shit with women before that point. I mean, I'd been shit with women in sixth form as well. You know, I'd only been getting success like around a year ago, like proper success with women around a year ago. So just keeping it real with you guys. And I'm 19 right now, and so like before I was 18, I was just totally shit with women, to be honest. I had the false mindsets, the false expectations. One of them when I got into sixth form was that when I'd have this muscular, amazing, superhuman looking physique, that all the women would be attracted to me. And so that's not true. When you do build a good physique, it does attract women, but it's not going to keep them around for long enough to the point where you can date them consistently. And that's not what I understood. I did not know that back then, because when I had been training, I'd always been told by all these other fucking gurus online that if you get jacked, then all the women are going to like your physique and they're going to be attracted to you. It just gets your foot in the door, but it doesn't actually keep them around for long enough where you can start dating them. And so that was the mistake I made. I relied solely on my looks, on my physique. And so I put literally all my skill points into bodybuilding. And so I had this lovely physique. I mean, I was a little bit, more bloated because of the bodybuilding style I did back then. I do prison style right now, so I don't lift weights as much as I did back then. And so I'm a lot leaner and more athletic, and my face is a little bit more, defined. My cheeks are flatter and they're not round like they were in sixth form because of the training style. I switched from bodybuilding to more like inmate style routines. But I maxed out my fitness aspect, and I was fucking hating my life. I can't lie. I was in great shape, but I just felt like shit because at the end of the day, the reason I had shit mental health was because of my expectations being broken. They were like crushed. My expectations were crushed, man. And so that basically set the scene for the rest of the 2 years in sixth form that I did, I had zero luck with women. I had like one, situationship for like 2 months. I called it a girlfriend at the time, but 2 months, realistically, you guys know 2 months is not enough. It's not even enough to vet the potential partner that you might make your girlfriend or your wife one day. 2 months is fucking nothing. But that's the most I'd done back then. 2 months. That was already a thing for me because I was like so starved of the nannies. I'd do anything. And so obviously she left me after 2 months because I was just a proper simp. I was just fucking simpy. I can't lie. And you know, that's what happens when you only focus on one aspect, being fitness. You think you're gonna get all the girls, you think you're gonna get all the ladies with your lovely physique, but they always find out when you start chatting to them that you have no personality, and that your personality is just going to the gym, and that you're actually a spineless NPC beneath all that muscle. And so when you guys start out on your fitness journey, just listen to me when I say this. There's nothing wrong with training because you want to attract women. I can't lie, I did that. And I still do it right now, actually. But I just know that it will attract the woman. It's going to get the looks will get my foot in the door, but it's not. I know that it's not going to keep them there. And so if you go to the gym or do any of that kind of, muscle building for fitness, whether it's gym or inmate workout or whatever it is that you're doing, if you do it for women, just know one thing: it's not going to keep them there. It will get you noticed, 100%. She's going to look at your physique because it's most likely not going to be anything she's come across in the last couple of days if you've got like a really good looking body. But just know it's only going to get your foot in the door. But if you've been doing that just for women, or if you've just been going to the gym and not doing anything else, she's going to find out quickly that all you do is just go to the gym, because it's going to show up in your personality and it's going to be a massive turn off. There's nothing wrong with training because you want to attract the opposite sex, you know? We all do it. I still do it, but I know that it's just going to get me noticed, but it's not actually going to retain the woman's interest, you know? When it comes to attracting women, it's all done through words at the end of the day. It's all about how you speak to her, it's all about the subtle nuances in your tone and your speech, the things that you say to her. All of that is what dictates attraction to her. That's why you see the ugly motherfucker or this skinny twink. He's pulling all the girls, bruv, you know? That's why you might be jacked and you're actually pretty fucking bitter right now because maybe you're jacked and you're in school and you see that the guy that's not even half your size is like getting all the ladies, because at the end of the day, he knows what to say to attract those women. And it's just effortless for him. Women don't really give a fuck about your looks. It will get you noticed, but when it comes to attracting women, it's all about stimulating the right emotions in the right way. You've got to stimulate lots of emotions in them. Women aren't like men. They don't look at Women do not look at a man. A woman does not look at a man and instantly get wet, even though she has never spoken to him before. That shit never happens. Like, a man looks at a woman and gets a boner. That shit happens. And the man's never spoken to the woman. That shit happens. But women do not function like that. Women do not get wet just by looking at a man she's never spoken to before. And so that's why, if you're ugly, she might not look at you. But, like, if you make the first move and you're fucking bold enough to go up and make that move, that switch will fucking flick inside of her. Just like that. Just like boom. Now she's attracted to you. If you're ugly, or like if you're a mid guy, ugly or mid, still the fucking same. One's more extreme than the other. If you just look, if you're not that attractive as a guy, she might not look at you straight away. But if you're fucking bold enough to make the first move, well, what does bold even mean? If you don't even go chat to women, you're a little pussy, in my opinion. If you see a woman you're attracted to, but you're too scared to approach her, you're a fucking little bitch. I can't lie. That's how I'm gonna see you, at least. But you don't need to be all that attractive. You'll just make that move, and the switch will flick inside of her just like that, man. All of a sudden, she's attracted to you. Before, she wasn't even looking at you before, but you made your first move. You started chatting to her, and now she's suddenly attracted to you. All because you said the right things, you know? Attraction is all in the words. Now, that doesn't mean you should overthink every single thing that you should say. Make sure there's an effortless flow to the things that you say. But it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about just having a personality and having a vibe to you. A vibe that people enjoy, you know? Just be a fun guy to be around. Don't be a fucking gym robot that all he does every day is just lift weights and do nothing else, you know? Focus on those other aspects of life, you know? Maybe do fun things. Do some fun things, man. Do something fun once a week. And guess what? You don't even need money to do fun things that aren't gym, you know? You could chill with the homies, you know? Have a picnic or something if you're that broke. You could go on hikes. Just do something different. Something different that's out of your comfort zone, you know? Do something that gives you a personality, because gym is not going to give you a fucking personality. Gym makes you robotic, it makes you rigid, and girls don't love that shit. Women love a man that serves as almost as an escape from reality for her. That's why women don't like it when, you know, women don't like it when a guy talks to her about his goals, his ambitions and shit, because it's just, it's fucking boring. Women want to have fun with a guy. They want a guy that has they want a guy that can give her good experiences. And so if you're super disciplined, make sure you have that side, but don't try and qualify yourself with that disciplined side to her. Don't let her see that disciplined side of you. Keep that disciplined side deep down within you. She doesn't need to see that shit. Every time you guys see each other, it should just be a matter of you both having fun. That's how it should be, and then she'll still be attracted to you. It's all about fun and stimulating her emotions. And then the looks are just the cherry on the top. You could be ugly and you could stimulate her emotions. She's going to be happy. But like, if you can stimulate her emotions and you have those looks on top, then hey, that's better than being the ugly guy. There's nothing wrong. So I mean, keep training, but just make sure you're still doing what you're supposed to do, doing all the other things you're supposed to do, and that you're not overcompensating in one area because, let's say, maybe that area kept you back in life. I'm not gonna lie, when I started training when I was 15, the main reason I started training was because I just wanted to be more dominant than all the other guys around me. I started at 15 at 49 kilos. I was 5'6". I was fucking skinny. Even the girls were bigger than me. That's how bad it was. I was one ugly looking motherfucker. Like, not really facially ugly. I think I have a pretty attractive face. It's safe to say that. But my body looks like shit. I had sloped traps. I was like super skinny. I had these narrow clavicles. I had sloped traps, no shoulders, a flat chest with gyno. I was just skinny, so I looked like absolute shit. And so I deleted my first progress picture because I was just that unhappy with how I looked. I regret that. But I trained because I wanted to just be more dominant and look better for myself and not for other women. It only came later on for other women when I started realizing, oh shit, like I'm starting to build mass. I'm starting to look pretty fucking sick as well. That came later on, but the reason the reason I overcompensated in the first place was that aspect held me back, that it made me naturally low confidence. And so I thought if I would just be more dominant than all the other guys, just be more jacked than all the other guys, I'd be more dominant and then I'd get all the goals. But actually, I couldn't have been further from the truth because that just made me a gym cell at the end of the day. So there's that. Look, you only need a couple of minutes a day to do cold approach. If you're already starting gym, you might as well start You might as well start whatever it is, cold approach or social, whatever way you want to start attracting women. You might as well just implement that already, because it's not like it's not like working a job or like grinding out a fucking business where you spend 9+ hours a day setting things up. No, if you cold approach a woman, it probably only takes like at most 10 minutes to have a good conversation with her and get the digits at the end of the day. So like if you started your fitness journey, you might as well already start getting girls or like fulfilling that aspect of your life, because it really does not take that much time. And you really do not need to text them all day long. In fact, you shouldn't, because you become too predictable and, you know, she knows what you're up to constantly. So, yeah.